where MPAI is presenting what it is as an organization and mission, what it has done, and what we plan on doing. So this day will be structured in 16 presentations. My first one will be about the MPAI mission, organization, and activities. My name is Leonardo Chiariglione. I am the president of MPAI, and I will be speaking 2 times a day, actually more than that. So why this event? It's because for 30 months, because this is an anniversary for us, has been guided by 3 important principles. Standards are important, data coding is important, and artificial intelligence is important. MPAI is working on these 3 points. And with today's event, we intended to share with the MPAI community, and people outside, what we are, what we have achieved, and what are our plans. So what is MPAI? An not-for-profit organization incorporated in Switzerland, and with a mission to promote the efficient use of data. Well, data is what our society will more and more becoming a producer and user. And so efficient use of data is our mission. And we do that by developing technical specification. And data is a generic term, but the coding data, which is the representation of the information through data, is what we do, especially using new technologies such as artificial intelligence. Technologies that facilitate the integration of data coding is also the second branch of our activities. And the third one, which is not technical, but is not less important, is bridging the gap between technical specifications and their practical use through the development of intellectual property rights guidelines. I will say more about this, but before that, let's see who can be an MPAI member. We have 2 types of members, legal entities. And the second is individual representing technical department of universities. We do that because quite a few universities have many problems in navigating their administration. And so we found that identifying laboratory or department heads would solve the problem. What is condition to be members? It is that, of course, you must support the MPAI mission. That's clear. But also be able to contribute to the development technical specification, which means that we do want to have active people, and we do have many active people, and that's very good. Then we have 2 classes of membership. One is principal, and they can vote at general assemblies. And the other one is associate members. They participate in the technical work on par with principal members. There is no difference. So the only difference is that principal members can vote at general assembly and design and implement the strategy that the general assembly decides. The third point is the MPAI process. So it may seem complicated, but essentially what we do, there are moments where people come in with a proposal, and then we start gathering interest in that proposal. We develop use cases that support the use of the proposal. We develop functional requirements, and then commercial requirements. Then we issue call for technologies. We develop a standard. And when the standard is ready to be approved, we post it to community comments. At the moment, we have one such standard. Then, of course, we get the technical specification, which is the result of this process, but we do also reference out the conformance testing and performance assessment. How do we approach a standardization? So this is a very important point. AI is everywhere, and I mean, people are concerned about AI. They are concerned because very often AI is a big thing, and no one knows what is inside it. Well, we want to see if it is possible to see what is inside, and subdividing the big system into smaller system, defining interfaces, understanding the flow of information from one pointer to another. So this is what it means to develop an MPAI standard. So our goal is to enable independently sourced AI modules, these red things that you see inside the box, that have standardized interfaces to be executed in an environment with standardized API. Therefore, ultimately, we're hoping to achieve an open market of components with standardized functions and interfaces. And the fact that they are standard doesn't mean that everybody gets the same soup. No, because all AI modules are competing in performance. So this is the MPAI organization. Don't want to spend much time on it, but General Assembly is the root of the authority in MPAI, and all the technical work is done within the General Assembly. We have development committees when they are already tasked to develop a standard. In the standing committee, we have one, which is Requirement Standing Committee, and you see a number of activities under that. Then we have a board of directors that administers different groups. So I was saying that we wanted to bridge the gap between standards and their practical implementation. So this is how we have approached the problem, and we have already implemented quite a few times because we have a significant number of standards already. And this is the point. Before initiating a standard, active principal members develop and adopt the framework license for a standard. And the framework license is like a normal license without values. So we don't have any cost. We don't have any percentage rates. We don't have data after which a certain new rate starts or amount of units after which there is a different, nothing like that. We do say quite a few things, but not this. And what is important is the framework license states that the eventual license will be issued at a cost that is comparable with similar standard technologies and not after products are on the market. So it means that, I mean, you buy, not from MPAI, of course, but you get from the patent holders the license to use an IP, and the cost is comparable with similar IP, and the time, which is the other important element, is that you can get a license before the products are on the market. Then, during the development, any member making a contribution declares that it will make its licenses available according to the framework license. And after the development, the members holding IP in the standard select the preferred patent pool administrator. So this is a very simple schema of our policy, which has been very effective. We have implemented. We have a patent pool administrator for a few standards that we have developed and approved. So what are the results of our activity? So I said that 30 months of activity, and our results are quite significant. So we do have a standard for the AI framework, this environment where applications are executed. And we have also the reference software for that. Then we have content-based audio enhancement, and this will be the next speech. And so you see the first column has a 2 here, because content-based audio NS has been the first of our groups to produce the second version of a standard, and you would know about it. Compression understanding of industrial data, well, this is one of the earliest standards, and they do have all components: technical specification, reference software, conformance testing, and performance assessment. Governance of the MPAI ecosystem, it's a complicated organization that is created by MPAI standards, and it needs governance. You will see how that is governed, and we have a standard for that. Multimodal conversation is, again, one of the earliest standard. And neural network watermark, very recent approval, and we also already have the reference software. And the MPAI Metaverse model, this is a project that we started in 2022. In January, we had one of these, and now we are working on the second one, and there will be a few words about this activity also during today. What is important to stress is the fact that MPAI offers a fast and rigorous process of development standard. Rigorous, well, because I've shown you this this map, which is very rigorous. I mean, we have at every step in this process, the General Assembly approves the promotion of an activity from one state to another, and members are there, and they can assess what is being done. And so this was the rigorous. And the fast is that we have an example, a very concrete example of a proposal made a little more than 1 year ago to develop a neural network watermarking standard. In 1 year, so in 12 months, this idea became a specification and reference software. So rigorous and fast, this is what we claim this organization is. So we have done significant work. We have developed about 12 specifications, but we don't live in an isolated island because we have reached out to IEEE, and the IEEE has adopted without modification 3 MPAI technical specifications as IEEE standards. One is multimodal conversation, 3303. The other one is the AI framework, which is 3301, and content-based audio enhancement is 3302. We have 2 more. We have the compression understanding of industrial data. This is a P3303, and the neural network watermark is currently P3304. And we expect in the next few months that these 2 will also become IEEE standard. So what are we doing today? So I told you about what we have achieved, but we are working on more projects. So one is avatar representation animation, quite an interesting area, and you will hear about it. Then we are extending the specifications that we have, some of them, and they are AI framework, multimodal conversation, and the context-based audio enhancement. As I said before, content-based audio enhancement has already approved its the second version of this standard. And then we have work on technical reports. So we have this MPAI Metaverse model, which will likely contain quite a few independent but connected document. And what we have now is the second of these documents that is called functionality profiles. It is posted to community comments, according to the process that I have described. When the document is ready for approval, we post it for community comments. Please have a look, and you have comment, please let us know. And so this is tomorrow, which means for longer term. So we are working on AI health, and the plan is to complete the development of use cases and functional requirements, and based on that, issue call for technologies next with an accompanying framework license. XR venues is another document that another group that is working on use cases and functional requirements, and the plan is to produce a call for technologies, and again with framework license. Then we have connected autonomous vehicles. So this is a very big project. The scope is extremely large. We are navigating that, and we are progressing. We intended to have an intermediate step before going to the call for technologies that is called technical report, which will lay down all the components that are needed for connected autonomous vehicles. And this is another area you will hear a report about. Then we have these exciting activities on end-to-end video coding. We are at the level of use cases and functional requirements. We have exciting news about the performance of end-to-end video coding. You will hear about that pretty soon. Then we have AI-enhanced video coding. So this is, I mean, both are about AI, but AI is used in quite a different sense. Here we start from an existing schema, coding scheme, and we are replacing or enhancing existing tools with the new tools. And then we have server-based predictive multiplayer gaming. Again, we are at the level of use cases and functional requirements, and you will know more soon. So here are the sessions that we have for today. As you see, we have 16 speech. I'm not going to introduce this speech because more or less I've already done that. And we have 2 sessions. One is for the East of GMT, and indeed we have speakers here, and then we have another session for the West of GMT, so this is what we have prepared for you. So this is the logo of MPAI, and our domain is MPAI.community. We have a motto: join MPAI, share the fun, because there's a lot of fun here, and build the future. I think that we are using AI in a responsible way for the better good of humankind.